Hey everyone. Well, it is a stormy weekend here in Florida, and so I won't be working on any major projects outside. But what's good to do on a stormy weekend? Well, go to estate sales. And what's good to look for at estate sales? Tools, toolboxes, things like that. So if you don't know anything about Florida, when it rains in Florida, nobody goes anywhere. So people know, like if you're doing an estate sale and they need to get rid of the stuff, they immediately mark everything down. And that's exactly what happened here. So I went because in one of the pictures I saw this toolbox set. I didn't know anything about it. And in some ways, I think somebody had already picked through it by the time I got there. I never get there really early because that's not when the deals are to be had. But it's going to be interesting. So let's look at what I got and what was inside. So here's what I got. This is a Spartan Champion toolbox set. It's 4 pieces, 2 middle boxes, a very short bottom box, 2 middle boxes, and a top box. Now it's dirty, but it is in incredible condition. I will not have to do any restoration on this at all. I'll just probably change the locks and clean it. But it was very well cared for. All the drawers are lined with corkboard. There's corkboard in between these boxes. You can see it here. And it's just barely. The bottom box has some scratches on it, but the rest of the boxes really are fantastic condition. And you know, what did I get inside? Well, there was a random mishmash of tools inside. I don't really think there were any sets, but some of it's in these crates, and I unloaded some more in the garage. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread it all out on the table there. You know, let's see what I got. Overall, I paid $200 for the entire set, all the tools included. They just needed it removed immediately, which I had my Suburban, so that wasn't a problem. So let me unload everything from the boxes, spread it out on the table, and we'll see what's there. Okay, before I start opening everything up, here's what we've got. This is full. It's all very random. You can see there's a lot to sort through. Always bring toolboxes if you think about doing this. Because you've got to unload those drawers in order to move the boxes. And then we got inside the box too were a whole bunch of other boxes. Sometimes there's gold in these if they're complete sets. I did not find complete sets of sockets or wrenches or anything like that when I was going through it. But let's start by going through these guys. Let's see if there's any hidden treasures here. All right, first off, there are some cases that appear to be complete. Here is an Imperial tubing toolkit made in the USA, and looks like it's complete with the instructions. So that's a good find. This is really interesting, I thought. This is a mil-spec compression tester. And not only does it appear to be complete, it's got the instructions, and even the rubber is all still soft. It's in remarkable condition. I mean, my guess is this is U.S. military, likely U.S. Army Reserve or something like that. Look at this. This is another tubing toolkit. This, I believe, had a torch at one point and now has nothing except the instructions. So that's just an empty case. This is interesting. This thing is a very small Made in USA Consolidated Devices torque wrench. I've never seen one this small. Appears to be fine. What's in here? Alright, here's where we're starting to get into some interesting stuff. We've got random sockets in there. We've got Husky, Made in USA. No idea. I don't know, it looks like it says GM Co. Taiwan. This is an interesting, this looks nice. Alright, that's a Walden. That's pretty cool. That's a good find. We'll keep that open because you never know what else you're going to find. Okay, here's another box. Okay, this says it's a Vulcan box. 17-piece half-inch drive set. There's no ratchet. There is a breaker bar, but it's not that. So I don't think this is for this. That's Taiwan. Yeah, these are 22, 24, 27, 30. So this is an incomplete set. The breaker bar looks like it's made in USA. The rest is Taiwan. Incomplete set. We'll keep it open, see if we find anything else that goes with this set while we go through the rest. Alright, let's look at this guy. Looks like a socket set. It is. Empty boxes that used to have spark plugs. You've got a small spark plug socket. All trade. Yeah. A very long extension. And this is Made in USA. I'm not sure. Can you read that? I can't. New Britain. New Britain made a lot of stuff, including for Stanley Craft. And in fact, okay, so this is Mustang. So Mustang was made by New Britain. Again, though, this is an incomplete set. So we'll leave it open and see if we find any other sockets that would go with it. Alright, here's a big set. It's got some weight to it. I got Muggsy coming to see me. Hi, Muggsy. Let's look what's in the... This is heavier, so this was a lot of stuff in here. Alright, so here's a mostly complete, looks like mostly complete set with extras. Alright, this breaker bar I think goes in this set because certainly that's what that looks like right there. So let's swap that for this guy. And let's see what these are. Alright, these are Husky USA SAE sockets. Is it all Husky? That's Williams. Husky. So most of this is Husky. And that's a Craftsman. Craftsman V. So here's an interesting thing I noticed about going through this is that somebody appeared to have gone through and taken all the Craftsmen out. I've never come across a set of a toolbox set like that that had no Craftsman in it at all. I mean, the odds of that are pretty slim. Let's see what we got for ratchets. Looks like a good ratchet. This is a Husky USA. Alright, that can stay with this set because that's probably where it goes. This says Challenger by Proto USA. This does not go with that set, but that's okay. This does not say anything on it, so it's probably not exactly a good brand. This is made in USA Husky, so this goes with this set. Definitely goes with this set. This is Husky, made in USA. Husky USA. Little tiny SK. Oh, I like that. I'd like that to be SK. Husky. All right. And what do we say this was? Williams. All right. And who is this? Is this Husky? All right. So that's Husky. So this is all Husky stuff in here. See the small sockets. See they are. They are actually Husky. All right. So that's all the boxes. Let's go through. This was the top drawer in the box. We've got soldering tips. I can use those. Unfortunately incomplete. Impact driver. I found some impact drivers, so here's a Craftsman. Pretty well worn Craftsman screwdriver. Nobody took it. This is a file set, I believe. Yep, that's a file set. Another Craftsman. It's got to be Craftsman. Yep. This is Craftsman, I think, or Husky. Yeah, it is Craftsman. Here's a Craftsman. You can tell because it's deteriorating, that white lucite or whatever it is. Butyric acid or whatever. This is a USA no-name brand. A pocket protector, complete with dried out markers. And are these pencils? US government. Interesting. But, oh yeah, they're pencils. All right, US government. They're even spying on my toolbox. No-name brand. Servo tester. Here's a Craftsman. Boy, these are beat. Look at these. Look at the heads on these. Magnet. I like these. Not much really in the top box. Interesting cutter. Muggsy's checking it out. I could probably de-rust that. Okay, so here's something cool. Here's two drill chucks. All right, you know I restore old drills. These chuck keys are really cool to find. Always a good find for me. And drill bit. Not really much in here. Clamp. Nothing particularly fascinating. The rubber on this is completely deteriorating. Good screwdriver nonetheless. This is interesting. This is literally a plug that it just extends your plug a couple inches. The Zenith. That's what it says. It is a something spike suppressor. Look at that, an ancient spike suppressor. That's pretty cool. All right, that's it for that. Really nothing interesting in here. All right, so let's move on. And let's start breaking apart what's in these other boxes. And for that, I'm gonna put my gloves on because I don't want to get stabbed. I also don't want to get totally filthy. All of this is stuff that was in the drawers. Alright, so here's the sparker. So this is part of the torch kit. Right, Mugs? Yeah, it's raining pretty hard. And that's okay. Alright, I'm gonna put this in the torch kit if I can get it open. Okay, so here's one of the impact drivers with instructions. And the box, which is very cool. Here's another impact driver. This might be the one that was missing the instructions. Just pop the instructions in here. A couple of the bits are missing. It's in good shape though. Paper was 4. Here's another piece of that. Oh, good. We got all the pieces to rebuild that handle. Great. I'll take care of that. Ruler. And these are channel locks. Interesting. These are cool. So I have a drawer in my toolbox marked unusual tools. And this will definitely go in that box. Because this is something you never know when you're going to need it. And then I got a bunch of clips. That's it. Alright, so that's that. Get that out of the way. Alright, we got this. A duo check coolant and battery tester. Now this is interesting because I've never seen one of these. I'll get a close-up of that. I have never seen one of these. American Optical Corporation, made in USA. Interesting. Really interesting. But it's the whole box and the instructions are there. So if I decide I need to learn a new skill, I've got it. If nothing else, it's kind of a conversation piece. I don't think I'll ever use it. Alright, let's get back. I'm really hoping I find missing sockets and oil filter wrench, missing sockets and wrenches and things like that. A crimp. This is a good crimp tool if you're going to be doing heavy stuff like battery cables or hooking up a solar system in your house. Alright, this is cool. This is really cool. This is a Stanley USA. That is a really heavy duty one. And look at how nice it is. This is cool. This will probably go on display. I'll be keeping that and putting it on display. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. North American Viking Drill Company, complete set of drills. Made in USA. You don't see that anymore. That's worth it. Just look at this old oil can. Made in USA. Doesn't feel like there's anything in it, but that's okay. It would have just leaked all over everything anyway. Alright, here's something wrapped up. I don't know what's in here because I really unloaded everything quick. Auger bits. Whoa, look at that set. Irwin Auger Bits. Wilmington, Ohio, USA. Look at that set. Wow. Wow, it seems to be missing one piece. Which maybe I'll find it somewhere. I don't know. Maybe. But that is really cool. I think I got my $200 for it. I really do. I'm gonna keep this handy in case I find the auger bit. But the truth is, I probably have one loose from one of the other toolboxes. Okay, some tie wraps. Can't go wrong there. Impact bits. Full set, I guess. Not something I actually use. Hole saw, but it's missing all the other pieces, but okay. Things that will go in a toolbox I never use. Old tape measure, precision. $50-footer. If you're nostalgic, you could use one of those. Stanley USA, I'm going to put that with the other screwdrivers. And then we just got, we got a socket. Who is it? Husky USA. All right, so see, this is why it's good to go through this stuff. This goes into this other set. I would guess it's going there anyway, whether it does or not. Feeler gauges. Interesting angled feeler gauges. KD Tools, made in USA. All right, we've already emptied one. We found one useful socket for our Husky set. Let's move on. File, bit, clamps, adjustable wrench, made in USA. Pretty rusty. I bet I can clean that up. There was a whole drawer of rigid plumbing wrenches, USA plumbing wrenches. I have plumbing wrenches. I don't have any as nice as what was in this box. Here's a wrench. Who makes this? It's 21 millimeter. Crap, it's Taiwan. The world's most complete tubing tool line. Huh? What is it? Pipe cutter. Nice pipe cutter, actually. Made in USA. I'll take it. Tubing cutters are great when you need one. You need a sharp one. That looks like a good one. Another box. You never know what's in here. It looks like a voltmeter. Multi-voltage, multi-frequency, and polarity. Well, can't say I've ever used that. It might be more for a specialist. I just use a voltmeter. Alright, more files. A lot of files. It's interesting. It's Stanley USA. It looks to be some type of depth gauge, I guess. Or maybe, oh, a little box. Okay, little box. Proto. Let's fingers crossed here. All right, a bunch of sockets and a random Pittsburgh wrench and some screws. All right, so random Pittsburgh wrench. All right, that'll go over there. Pipes. Interesting. Level. That's really interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. How level is my table? Not bad. This is Mechanicraft. I'll put it with the random socket stuff. SK, alright. Are these really SKs? SK extensions. What do we got? We got a little tiny breaker bar, which is SK. And a little 1/4-inch extension, which is SK. And an SK socket. I'll take it. I'm gradually building a collection of SK. More files. Alright. Here's another wrench. China. Alright, what's this? We got two things. We got a bunch of Allen's more screwdriver. Missing a few. Might turn up. Who knows? May only be missing one. Made in Connecticut. Here's one. I bet this goes with this set. Certainly looks like it does. These are interesting. These are magnetic socket inserts, so you don't lose your bolts. The Craftsman. I haven't seen these in a long time. This is going in my personal stash. I'm keeping it. That is pretty cool. Keeping that. A little tiny scraper. A lug nut. All right, here's the socket. What's this? It's USA. SK. Oh, great. All right, that goes in my SK pile. Walden. Wow. It's actually USA. Socket. Dorset. All right, random socket collection. SK. Another spark plug SK. Well, this says it's her brand, so it apparently isn't mine, but it's her brand. I've never heard of that. I don't know if you can read that. I've never heard of her brand. Battery terminal cleaner, always useful. Quarter-inch driver, just says Giller on it. This is very heavy. Got to be some good stuff in here. We got a hammer. Pretty good shape too. Right over there because I need to hold the toolbox open. Brand new G&L drill stand, non-metric for fractional size drills. Okay. We got a DeWalt tool bag. I think this was the wrenches. You got one Craftsman screwdriver, another oil filter wrench, a Stanley bit driver, tiny little thing. All right, another screwdriver, another screwdriver. I want to get to the wrenches here. Let's see what's in here. This is nice. Who made that? Benchcraft, USA. Keeping that. All right. Magic marker jump, 2 screwdrivers. Let's see what these wrenches are. Again, like I said, oh, this is good. A super stubby, Fuller super stubby screwdriver. Have you ever had to get out a tight flathead and you couldn't grip it on the little handle? That's what these are great for. There's one socket in here. And that socket is Taiwan. All right, what do we got? Dorson, that's USA. Taiwan. Dorson. Crescent. Taiwan. Wow. So we did not get a lot of good wrenches out of that. Practically none. Wow. That's kind of disappointing, but what are you going to do? All right. We got another one of these Stanley things. And go with that. And look at all these pipe wrenches. And none of them appear to have had much use. Those appear to be the same. This is a nice big one. And are they all? All right, this is China. This doesn't appear to say Taiwan. USA, rigid, gotta be USA. USA, 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 USA. So I got 4. All right. Some good stuff coming up. Socket wrenches. This is interesting. I've never seen one of these. An electrical tape dispenser. I'm keeping it. I'm gonna try it, see if it's worth it. All right, we got a breaker bar. Miller. All right, that's USA. We keep it. Oh, finally a Craftsman. We found a Craftsman. A V43785 Craftsman. Works. We'll keep it. What else we got? Husky, USA. Here's in the Husky box. This does not look like it's really anything. It works. Donation box. This is a nice ratchet, but it's no name, just says chrome vanadium, no brand. Donation box. Donation box, it works. Boy, a lot of this is no name. This is interesting. This is heavy for a short breaker bar. It's gotta be. This is a Walden. Keeping it. Cal. Donation box. Alright, we got an extension. No name, but it is a good extension, it looks like, so that'll go in there. This looks Craftsman. Craftsman tiny breaker. Craftsman V. So we got 2 Craftsmans. Oh. What's this guy? USA SK. Nice. Put that in the SK pile. We got here. Cal again. And an extension, a Craftsman extension. So I don't think I found a single Craftsman socket. What are the odds of that? Irwin, good screwdrivers. Stanley USA, Irwin. Put those in the screwdriver bin. Yeesh. Oof. We'll keep this guy isolated from the rest of them. That is really deteriorating. No name screwdriver. So if you've ever seen one of these, okay, so this is to hold your screw. So you got a thing that holds your screw while you put the screw in. It's kind of cool. I don't see them too often. Okay, here's a nice stubby. Roscoe, USA. And a couple of bolts. Oh, 1 socket. We got 1 more socket in here. It's a Craftsman. The very last socket is a 1/4" Craftsman. I'll put that on the breaker bar. 2 bolts for body work. And a nice feeler good set. Wow. Wow, that's a nice set. Look at the size ranges. And that's it. We got 1 box left and we're done. Not as good a haul, so far anyway, as the metal box and cabinet company box, but we got a lot of stuff. All right, let's see what's in here. Yellow engine paint. Probably just not even worried about. The level appears to be good and complete. A very large pipe cutter. I don't see any name brand on it. Stanley 15mm. Nice wrench anyway. But those aren't critically worth anything unless you have the set. Forged in USA, companion. I think that was Sears. Forged in USA. A Craftsman wrench. We finally found some more Craftsman stuff. Donation box. Donation box. Oh, there are random sockets in here. Okay. Let's see what we got for sockets. Just gonna, as I go through, I'm gonna pull all these sockets out. There's actually a pretty good, an Ampro flex ratchet, both 3/8 and 1/4. Works good actually. These are good. It's not made in USA, but it's pretty good stuff. It says forged in USA, but it doesn't say by who. Boy, some of this stuff's rusty. God, it's got to be pretty damn old. Williams. That's a keep for nostalgia. There's an interesting Husky nut driver. Well, it's supposedly ratchets, but it does work. All right. I'll put that with the screwdrivers. See if I can find some more. Oh, another Craftsman wrench. Struck gold. There's a little nut driver. Has a U.S. patent. It's a Craftsman. Wow. Craftsman U.S. patent. Clean and oil regularly. I've never seen one of those. It's got your little, this is interesting. This is cool. To me anyway. Probably not to anybody else. Look at that, that's interesting. That's a cool chuck key. Ryobi chuck key. 3 sizes in one. Keep that. Nice extension. Bench top. Taiwan bench top. It's a nice extension. And the socket on it is a 10mm. The infamous 10mm that everybody claims they lose all the time. It's a Stanley 10mm. I'll put that in my random socket thing. I'll put that there too. A very small SK socket. I'll take it. Very rusty extension. One more socket. Alright. And the rest of this is nuts, bolts, wire brush, grinding wheel, pack of small nails that's going all over the place, some hose clamps, and that's it. Alright. And the last transfer is done. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Let's filter through these sockets real quick and see if there's anything interesting. Taiwan, no. Challenger USA. Stanley USA. Photo maybe? What's that? SK, because I don't know what that is. Sparta. Oh, hey Mug. Getting all wet? Oh, he's all wet. I know you're all wet. Let's try it out. Stanley. I'm dirty, Mug. You are so. Oh. Yeah, it's raining. It's gonna rain all day, all weekend actually. Oh, don't be stepping on that. You'll get caught. Okay, so all this is junk. Just a couple bits and some random hardware. All right, let's put all the Stanley that we found in one spot. We found a lot of Stanley. And then I'll have to go through and see if we've got an entire set. Possible, but doubtful. Spartan. Well, this is the one socket. It appears to be the only tool that was made by Spartan that was in that Spartan box. New Britain, USA. One Spartan 5/16 socket. All right, well, we've gone through it. Now I got a hell of a lot of work in front of me to clean all this stuff up. But I've got some good stuff. I've got some SKs. I got a Stanley USA that I've got to go through all these. There's like 25 sockets there. A bunch of stuff that I get to donate to charity. And some cool stuff, but really I wanted the box. Right, Mons? We wanted the box. Drying them off. All right, I'll do one shot of everything, and then we'll call it a day. I went through all of the sockets, and here's what I got. This Husky set is pretty complete, and I've got extra ratchets, and I found all the pieces to fix the handle. This is random USA stuff. A lot of Thorson, Williams, who knows, you name it, it's in there. Mustang is in there as well. Nice box. That's Taiwan, but decent Taiwan. There's all my screwdrivers. So this is what was all the Stanleys. These are quarters, metric, SAE, and then I just got a random, these are metric. No complete sets of Stanley. Other highlights, of course, are these rigid pipe wrenches that look like brand new. This really, really cool Stanley driver. Yeah, that's just a little ratchet with some bits. But these three are going to be, these three drill chuck keys are going to be extremely useful. This is all the Craftsman I got. I found a few extra sockets, just random sockets. This is cool, 1/4 inch breaker and one Craftsman extension, Craftsman V series ratchet. This Craftsman thing is really cool. These socket things are cool, and this adjustable, which I will clean up because it's Craftsman USA, and I'll clean it up. This is what I got for SK. I got these little pieces here, these extensions. Actually, this probably goes in there. Just a couple spark plug sockets and a couple random sockets. 4 SK wrenches, all SAE, 1 SK socket wrench, and this is just random USA wrenches that I will save and try to build sets as time goes on. Oh, look at that. I found one snap-on screwdriver. So I guess I'll put that on eBay and then retire. Alright, I think you'll find this interesting. Well, first off, that yellow spray paint was still good, so I saved that. But this box is it. This little box is all that's being scrapped out of that whole toolbox. I was able to get everything out, donation bins, to get rid of the tools I don't want, everything I'm going to keep. I've got separated, and this is it. This is all the stuff, and this is just random things that are just bent, like this screwdriver, rusty pens, random just crap that I'll never use, and no one else will either. But that's it, just that little box. Not bad. All right, it's the next day. Storm has passed, sun is out, so I am going to spend just a few minutes cleaning this up. Now, normally I do a pretty heavy cleaning with a hose, and I would probably use Blue Dawn, which is very good at removing grease and stuff. But in between all these boxes, you see you've got these cork liners and cork liners in all the shelves. So I don't want to get all that wet. So I'm going to do a pretty easy cleaning. Luckily, I don't have to paint this book, so I'm just going to use my reliable foaming glass cleaner and clean it up, and then literally we're done and we're ready to go with this thing. Right, Muggsy? Muggsy's here. So we're just gonna go top down. Right, Muggsy? This way we won't get everything soaked, and it can just dry off real quick. I may put a coat of wax on this thing just to kind of seal it up, or I may actually end up actually spraying it with clear. See, this is not quite as effective as the Dawn in getting this heavier grease off, but it'll work. I love these logos, and they're in such incredible condition. That's pretty much it. You don't need to see the whole thing, but I'm just gonna spray it down. I could shine it up, and you know, I could do a full resto on it. I just don't think it needs it. It's in quite good shape. To change a lock on a toolbox, you need one of these lock kits, which you can get on Amazon, which I'll post a link here. You need a 7/8 wrench and a Phillips or flathead, depending on the age of the toolbox. And all you gotta do is loosen that bolt up. You gotta take this screw off. Sometimes easier than it looks. In this case, I guess it's pretty rusted on there. had to break it free, I guess. So you take the screw off. You're gonna need this piece here. You're gonna need to swap this out with whatever's on the lock, probably. Maybe, not always, but usually. And then just take your nut off. All right. Your lock will come out. Nope, it comes out. There's flat. And that's how the new one will go in. Okay, I'm gonna take our lock, put it in, and take the nut. Just make sure I got the key oriented right here. I may have it upside down, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't seem to matter. Okay. And then this is the tab that's going to work with this, and we got a Phillips screw. Let's put the tab on. It's going to work, yep. And take our screw. Sorry as I completely block what I'm doing here. A little tricky to see it. Okay, I got that in the right spot. Take that, put it. So you got to make sure this piece is where it's supposed to be, so that when you turn the key, it does that. Okay, and then just take your screwdriver. Tighten your screw. And then take your wrench and tighten your 7/8 nut. Okay, so in theory now, you should be able to just take that and lock it. Well, if it goes far enough in, we can. There you go, it's locked. Can you see that? So it's locked. Yep, works. That's all there is to it. So I got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll have this thing all locked up. All right, one last shot of the box. So not bad. I mean, $200. It was an estate sale. A lot of people had gone through the tools before me. Usually I try to go on the last day, which is when everything's like half off. But because of the stormy weather, I went on day 2 of 3. And everything was half off. So it turned out to be a good deal anyway. I would have paid $200 just for that box. I got a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of junk, but that's to be expected if people have already pilfered through. The interesting thing about the MBC box, and you can see that in that video, was that was somebody's lifetime collection. So there were a lot of full sets of things in that box, whereas here it was really very random. I look for the Craftsman, that's just me. I didn't expect there to be any snap-on. It was a treat that there was some SK in there, though. That's really good stuff. The Stanley USA's, we'll see. I'll go through all those sockets and combine them with other sets that I have, and maybe I can get some complete sets. But yeah, so please like and subscribe. You know, I'm always out looking for this stuff. If I see it and it looks like a good deal, I'll go out and pick it up. I donate most of it. Some of it I keep, but most of it I just donate off. So, you know, if you are looking for a toolbox set, check your estate sales. You know, you might find one. Don't be intimidated. You can just go out there if you got a truck and, you know, pick it up. So that's all for today. Take care.